The Covert Standard.
Shit, yeah, 3%ers right here.
You see, you just gotta elevate your lifestyle. Shit, I'm lying. I don't like asking for directions. I do love ass and titties, though, all day long.
That's right. Thank you for tuning in to the Covert Standard. I'm the Nitro Panda coming to you to give you the fucking show of the hour or the day or the week. Anyway, let me go ahead and go over our sponsors right off the top of the bat. Yeah, I know I'm fucking this up right off the bat.
That's all right. Or the jog. I want to keep going with it.
Yes, or the jog, or the
masturbation.
Whoa. Speaking of masturbation, CabalUSA.co at the top of the show. Everybody knows about this. This is your number one place to get all the swag that you need. Anything from hats to t-shirts to holsters. And you can get yourself a bamboo stick if you want to, just in case those hungry pandas out there want to eat that shit. Or maybe some stickers, right? You got some stickers, right, Dave?
And they're sold next to the bamboo sticks.
They are sold next to the bamboo sticks. That you can get off his website. But the best part about this all is that you can get all of this sweet shit for 50% off, right? Is it still 50% off or
15?
I didn't say 50.
I heard 50.
It's still 50% off, right, Dave? It's still 50% off. Okay, so 15% off right now if you go on the website and type in the promo code Covert Standard into that shopping cart of yours with your mugs, your stickers, and bamboo sticks, and we'll get that going. Our second sponsor for the show is going to be iView Marketing. This is your number one stop shop for all print management services. If you want to get anything printed out on any types of t-shirts or anything like that, also flyers or anything that handles in the business of printing, you go ahead and hit up iviewmarketing.com. Now that that's over and out the way, Dave, welcome back, buddy.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, so like you
I never left.
Yeah, like you never left. No, yeah, we all dearly missed you. When did you get back in town again?
Oh, last night.
That's what's up. So, where did you go, bud?
Went to fucking Colorado. This shit was fucking dope. Mountains is fucking amazing. If you're from the East Coast and you really didn't see the fucking all seasons and fucking seen some mountains and mountain towns, you got to go fucking check it out.
Dude,
even if you're
jealous.
from some mountains, like on the East Coast mountain-wise, not to knock them. I mean, there's some gorgeous mountains in North Carolina, South Carolina. There's some cool shit out there, but the Rocky Mountains is just an awesome place. I can't speak highly of it enough. I mean, I really do miss living in Colorado. It was a fantastic place to live. Not everything's perfect out there, but the wildlife, the Rocky Mountains, the vibe that people have out there is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Minus the magazine restrictions.
Oh, there's magazine restrictions out there?
That happened after I left, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like,
the whole Aurora incident.
Gotcha, yeah.
Are they grandfathered in?
Yes. And you know what? It's really not that restrictive because, like, you can still go to gun shops and buy magazine kits to where they sell you the spring and follower and then the body separate. and you can put it together. So it's like really not very restrictive. And like the handgun capacity restrictions, or I think it's handgun and rifle, it's 15 rounds. So you get Glock 19, you're fine. Glock 17, you got to buy your magazine body separate from your springs. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty... It's annoying. It's stupid. But
it just seems like an extra step that's like unnecessary.
I totally agree, but it's by no means California.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into that.
Anyways, though, so what all did you check out in Colorado?
So I definitely wanted to be outside more. So I wanted to get a little bit disconnected. Thank God that my service didn't work too well. It was really spotty. I fucking loved it. Nobody contacted me about anything. So all I did was just take some pictures, enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah, that's not because your service was out.
Oh no,
I just don't think anybody would.
So hurtful, so hurtful.
It's all good.
No, but like, dude, I saw your fucking pictures, man. I'm jealous because
you should be.
That's one place that I wish I could go.
What's stopping you?
Because I don't like doing things by myself. I'm weird like that,
dude. I can't recommend it enough. Go by yourself.
I like groups of people, or if I had a significant other.
Even
dude,
if
I'm gonna tell him to go by himself, and a mountain lion's gonna fucking eat him.
Yeah, but that one guy choked out a mountain lion. I'm significally better than that guy, so I think I might be able to do it.
Looking at that dude like he fucking.
That was a little baby mountain lion, though. That was an adolescent.
Well, I don't know. Judging by his physique and my physique,
it was like a fucking 30-pound mountain lion. It was an adolescent male.
Oh man,
he
honestly, if you watch that interview, he was like, "I'm so lucky the mom didn't come by because if the mom came by, I was dead."
No, well, the males they leave, but either way, that's going in a tangent on the fucking mountain lines.
I know we're getting into fucking nature planet over here, but yeah, like the moms watch the adolescent males till they get to like basically their teenage years, and then they go off on their own.
What is this? A fucking National Geographic?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I took zoology. What do you want from me?
Look, I was actually trying to go shed hunting, and it turns out that in Colorado, it's illegal from all of April 1st to the 30th. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
To go what hunting?
Shed hunting. So when like the elk, the deer, they drop their antlers, and because they just rock them on the trees and whatnot, or get caught up, they kind of leave a trail on where their migration pattern is. Mm-hmm. So as a hunter, that's like somewhat like a leap. Right. Like you're getting a fucking footprint on where these fuckheads are going to be.
The herds, what they've been up to, basically. Where have they been?
Yeah, I'm completely oblivious.
But not only that, you get this badass antlers set up, and at the same time, if you do this consistently, you're chasing that one guy.
Yeah, that one.
When you get that tag, you're chasing that one guy. Do you realize
that that's the difference between antlers and horns, is that those big, ornate antlers that like elk have, they fall off every year. They fall off their head and they regrow them every single year.
Fucking year.
That's the difference between a horn and an antler. A horn grows out of their skull. So
hold on. So they fall, like you could just find them. So
yes, yeah.
It's like fingernails. Think about it as fingernails. We're constantly cutting them.
I had no idea.
Yeah, dude.
So people are basically hunting things with the biggest fingernail they can.
Right.
Ideally, and it's a trophy. At the same time, you're going on a hike, and for this current hike that you're trying to do, you're actually trying to fucking find a trophy. So by the end of the hike, you come back home. Hey, babe, we got some antlers, and we can actually sell it. And if you buy it or you find it at the right time, and you actually are legal to actually pick it up off the ground with no problem, you're in the green. You can turn around and sell it. Some of these antlers go for like $200. Yep. If you find a good shit, you can fucking get velvet out of it. So.
Yeah, or turn it into stuff. Get fucking crafty. Make a fucking knife handle.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it makes sense now that I see so many knife makers using them as handles. I'm always thinking like, damn, like there's a lot of things that are dying. But
well, they do have short life cycles too. Like generally, a deer lives about 4 years, and then that's its whole life cycle. Like a 4 or 5 year old deer is a pretty decently old deer.
I think they can go a little bit longer than that. But you're right.
They can, but you don't see a 10-year-old deer.
Well,
I've seen one.
That's because people are killing them
looking, dude. They're fucking scary looking.
I think you should read into it a little bit more. You don't see 10-year-old whitetail. They starve and die out. Like their joints break down. Like their life cycle is not. It's like seeing a 20-year-old dog. Like maybe like a tiny little yappy dog. Yeah, but like
the smaller the animal, the easier they can actually outlive.
Right. They don't. Yeah. They have a really short lifespan.
Did you spot anything cool like nature wise out there?
We spotted just some tracks. That's about it. Like nothing too crazy, but fucking mountain lion fucking shit is out there. This shit's real, man.
What about
Steamboat?
What about like the mountains where the snow? Did you go skiing? Did you go snowboarding? No?
So look, I wanted to go skiing and snowboarding and all that.
I remember you talking about it. I thought that was something you were going to do.
Like if you want to go snowboarding, like if you want to do a trip like that, you need to go there just for that. Like especially if you're going with some people that has never done it, it's going to take them like 2 or 3 days to fucking get it.
What he means by that is it's super expensive.
Yeah. So a 1 day, it's almost like a theme park out here. It's $150 to get in there, and you're in there for the whole day. Mm-hmm. You're going up and down the mountain, fucking getting drunk and shit.
Have you ever water skied or anything?
Yeah, I have done that.
Can you imagine just trying it like one time for the first time ever, and then leaving?
Yeah, you get 3 tries.
Yeah, he's totally right that like it's one of those things where you want to go like multiple days because you start off on like the easy shit,
sure,
and then you start building, and you go to like the more intense, faster, cooler shit.
See, I wish growing up, either my family or friends or whoever I was raised around was into stuff like that, because then I would probably been more prone to do things like that. My problem is that I grew up pretty much like city folk. That's all we did was anything that was inside the city.
Bro, you're not the only one. I did the same thing. I grew up in fucking Miami Beach. Sure. I did. But I mean, you got to surf, right? Like you surfed down there, right? I learned how to surf when I was in high school.
Yeah. But you had a chance to. I didn't learn to surf until I joined the Marine Corps. When I was in the Corps, we went to Hawaii. It was available out there.
Yeah, it was available.
I grew up, in Virginia, not Virginia Beach. I was in deep Virginia, Norfolk. Like it's dirty water out there. Nobody's in the water out there.
Right. Yeah, no, but you had the fucking mountains. I got into mountain biking
but like I said, I was raised city wise.
Sure.
I didn't have people that were like, "Hey, man,
How old were you when you
It was
moved?
on and off my whole life. Like the first time I moved from Virginia, I was 3. Then I went back, and then I came back, and I just kept going back. And
I mean,
forth.
like, were you a teenager?
I was out there when I was in high school.
Like, once you start getting a little bit of freedom to do whatever you want, like, you never like had an inkling to go
when
check
I
it
went
out?
back out there, I was the new kid again.
Yeah.
When I went back out there, I was 15, 16.
Yeah.
I went from Florida, went back out there. I was the new kid again. I had no friends, so I had to make more friends, and all the friends that were in the school at the time, because I was living in a very urban community.
Sure.
That was it. It was just whatever was in the urban terrain. Nobody was like, "Hey man, let's go to the mountains." Like I never had anybody like peer pressure me into doing something like that.
So,
And, like
I feel like
I don't regret it.
Yeah.
Because there are actual beautiful things to see city-wise that
Sure.
a lot of people don't get to see because they're just on a one-track mind.
Right.
So I got to experience those. But it wasn't until I joined the Corps that I actually climbed a mountain.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't until the Corps where I actually got to go on a hike.
I could see someone living in Orlando and never really fucking surfing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
So my
it's you're not exactly close to the beach here, and
My-
even if
my other
you
home
are,
is here.
yeah, I mean, even if you are close, like most people, it's funny because coming from the perspective of way outside of Florida, like a landlocked state like Kansas, everybody's like, "Oh, you go out the beach like every weekend, right? Or like every other day?" Like, man, that's an hour and a half. to
Yeah,
get
it's
out
not
to-
as close as people think it is.
right.
Yeah.
Like I go out there, but it's probably once every 3 months or so. And like I definitely don't go out there and surf. Like it's because it's so rare you get the conditions that are right for surfing.
There's only certain spots as
Right.
well. You
Certain-
can't just surf anywhere you want.
Certain beaches and then certain times a year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can technically like ride a tiny little wave, but you can't actually surf. Like you're basically like boogie boarding on a surfboard.
Yeah.
You're trying to stand up. Yeah.
No.
No, I feel you. You're right. The best time to surf in Florida is definitely going to be during hurricane season.
Yep.
And if you're not a strong swimmer and you don't know how to read the waves, you're going to be caught up in that current and you're fucked because lifeguards, they're not there.
I never
No,
was able.
hell no, dude.
Yeah. You see that little shack over there? Ain't nobody in that motherfucker.
No, not only that, the cops are yelling through their fucking megaphone. Like they're telling you, get out of the water. We're
Right.
towing vehicles. And you're like, fucking tow it, bitch. Then it's your fault if I die. You know? So they try to do everything you can, but it's one of those things that you just, like you said, if you have the opportunity to go out there and fucking get it going, and you have that drive, you'll fucking find a way to do it. You know, now,
Well, I mean,
but
it's-
now you're in your time of age that you're like, you're thinking about Colorado and you're like, fuck, I gotta go.
But
I
it's
gotta
not like
go.
I haven't done anything. I've done things
Sure,
at
no,
an adult
yeah.
age.
Right.
What I was saying was when I was growing up, I wish that it was more prone to it because then I think
You're
at
doing
my-
pushing you toward like out of
Yeah.
that
I
bubble.
feel like I would have done more in my
Right.
adult age instead of what I have done. Like it's
Well,
all new
man,
experiences.
you were single.
Yep.
You got fucking freedoms.
I do
And
You know?
it's the best
And
time
I'm
to
busy.
mingle.
a lot.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
still need you
Dave,
time.
Dave was gone in between.
Oh, I get me time, bro. Don't you worry about my me time.
Dave got he went on that trip in between episodes. He wasn't even gone for a week.
Yeah.
and he had a fucking badass time. And it was a good break from the norm. You know, like
This is gonna sound really weak, and I've already said it already, but I'm a kind of person that when I go out and experience things, I like to experience with other people.
yeah,
Like if we planned a guy's trip, I'm down. But me going by myself, it's like for what? Like I know it sounds I don't know, I can't explain it.
No, there's
Like if I had a
communities
significant
out
other,
there,
if I had a
Yeah.
girlfriend, a wife, and kids and stuff like that, I would go experience this with them.
Dude.
Making memories to me is making memories with other people, and not making memories by myself.
Absolutely, but you still got friends that has friends that you can reach out. So, for example, I got friends over there that made it fucking even better for me, the experience to be better because they're like, hey, bro, I got a loaner for you. Here's a loaner vehicle. I'm saving money. I got a place to stay. I'm saving money.
Hell yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and then
I gotta hit up the boys.
we all got
huge
fucking
community.
boys, you know?
Yeah.
Like Dylan's got boys in Kansas. I'm pretty sure we can fucking crash on a couch with, and then they'll fucking show us a good time too.
bar districts out there are badass.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Again,
But here, before we get off the subject, what's the longest time you've ever been single for since you've been an adult?
a year.
Yeah. I went a very long time of happily being single,
Sure.
and like that's why I think I'm so comfortable of like, fuck yeah, I'll go somewhere by myself. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love hanging out with myself.
You know, I'm starting to break out of the shell.
You're right.
I'm starting
That
to break
makes
out of the
sense.
shell, though.
You're right.
like when you're in a relationship, you're like so used to like,
Hey, hun, where we going?
right,
Hey,
right,
sweetheart, where we going? Hey, babe, where we going? Yeah, I get it. And I'm starting to wing off of that.
right.
I I go out to the bar by myself now. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something I just never really do.
There's some things that like even still
God, I sound like
feel
a sad
a little bit weird. Dude, there's nothing sad about going to a bar by yourself.
A sad romance novel. I'm just like, yeah, I like to go out to the bar now. Just
Movies. I had the biggest fucking problem.
I used to love that.
Going to the movies by myself.
I used to love that.
Yeah, dude, that was like the one thing that like I don't know why I was just really fucking weird about. And then not only did the movie suck, but it was just an awesome circumstance of like I went through this horrific breakup, and like the girl I broke up with was sleeping with this dude that I just became roommates with, like just signed a year lease with.
Whoa.
Yeah, dark.
Jesus.
God.
Yeah, it was rough.
Just turned.
It was rough. And like I'd never gone to a movie by myself. I always thought that was a weird thing, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go. Wolverine came out, like the first Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
It was terrible. So it's a double whammy. But I go
It was
there.
all right.
Guess what the fuck happens?
What happens?
The guy and my ex-girlfriend. Yeah.
Jesus
Oh yeah.
Christ.
Oh yeah.
Did you like sit behind him, like
I
kick,
was
kick
in
their
the
chair?
front row.
Did
I
you-
was in front of him.
they-
I was in front of him.
I would have
It
totally
was
like
so rough.
sat behind him and kicked their chair.
So what, you like saw them come in and you're like,
Yeah. I was like, oh, like hands like hand blinders.
They can't see me if I close my eyes. They won't be able to see me if I can't see them.
So
Don't move.
It
It's
was
like a
so
T-Rex.
pathetic. But now, like, I fucking go hiking.
Don't do it.
that's a hell of a story though.
Don't look at me.
It's a story now.
Yo,
No,
what do
it's
you
great,
think?
yeah.
What do you
It's
think? What do you think?
I love how the rough shit, like when you're going through it later down the road, is like the best fucking most fun
What do you think her perspective of this story is?
I don't know.
Like, if she was on here talking, she's like, yeah, so like, I ended up dating this other guy and fuck Dylan, and then you know what? I showed up to the movies and there he is. Like, I can't get rid of him.
Like, oh my God, he's like totally following
he's following me.
Fucking stalker.
Who
Anyways, good riddance. Fuck it.
Yeah, that was kind of how I that one.
Yeah, that one. No, like, dude, I've got fucked. I'm not gonna go over my relationship stories on here. I've got some fucked up shit to say about mine. But
Well, there's a reason why you went through 26 cars.
we're not gonna talk about this. All right. All right. Let's keep my dating profile off of this.
I was just gonna say before we're off this subject, like, there's a spot. It's not like this big giant trail because there's really some awesome trails, but there's this one particular spot in Colorado. Every time I go back, I have to go by. Like, I normally go by myself. I've taken someone up there once or twice, but it's up these. Colorado doesn't consider them mountains. Like, to anyone that doesn't live near mountains, that's a fucking mountain.
It's a fucking mountain.
But to Colorado, like, that's the fingers.
Yeah.
That's like the foothills leading into the mountains. But it's like this, like I don't know.
What's the name of the trail?
I can't recall, but I'm guaranteed you didn't go to it. It's right off of a road. It's not a major trail, and it's about like 3/4 of a mile. That's like 45 degrees up or worse. Like, it's just brutal going
That's
straight
a
up.
fucking mountain, dude.
It's fucking brutal.
Where is this?
And then you have like two options to go, and left or right, and one's a finger that leads towards the road, and one's like going more away from the highway. And after that brutal first part, you kind of, I always go towards the highway and go up this finger. Then there's definitely a mountain lion den up there that I walk past every time. But I don't know how many times when I lived out there, that was the spot I went to on a weekly basis because I could get there in 20 minutes from my apartment.
Gotcha. And you
And
lived,
so-
what part of Colorado?
Lakewood, Colorado,
Okay.
which is like it's touching Denver. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Denver, then Lakewood, and then Golden, Colorado.
Okay.
And Golden, Colorado is the one that's right up against the foothills. The funny thing about Denver, you can see it geographically of like all of these people that came over in wagons and they got everything they fucking own with them. Horses are fucking dragging all their shit, and then they've marched for months, and then they see all those mountains and they say,
And then they died of dysentery.
no. They see those mountains and they say, fuck that. This is good.
We have reached the end.
That is Denver. It's they just like got to the mountains and said, nope, this is good.
We're good right here. This is perfect. We're just gonna settle right
Dude.
fucking here.
But one place I did want to talk about is that fucking Red Rocks Amphitheater.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude.
That was pretty. That was
major.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Have you been there?
No, I was watching.
Oh, okay.
I'm living vicariously through
Oh, okay,
Dave.
okay.
I
Yeah,
saw
cool.
Dave's photos.
Go
so
and
that's
tell us
awesome.
about it. No.
So Red Rock Amphitheater is like pretty much an amphitheater that's outdoors, and what the town seemed like what they did, they ended up building a fucking stage, like an arena in a sense for music, and it's been there for 75 years. I think they were doing the 75th anniversary this year.
It's mostly like natural.
And it's natural. Like,
Yeah,
and
mo-
it's,
they
the
like-
acoustics is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You can talk and you're still hearing like the voice
They
carry
have
on. and
all
you're like,
kinds of
"Fuck."
massive concerts out there. Like when I moved there, I moved there in 2000, late 2010, and I started school I think in like early 2011, somewhere around there. But like dubstep started becoming a thing.
You're talking about college, right? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
because, damn, bro.
when I moved to Colorado, I went to Colorado for school.
Okay.
But dubstep started becoming big, in Kansas City anyways.
Ugh.
And Kansas City has a pretty I don't know, I think it has a really good music scene of paying attention, like local artists, all that stuff. But I moved to Colorado and dubstep was like fucking huge out there. And it's still hard for me to judge of like, was it just those years that it was huge everywhere, or was it just fucking Denver? Because I don't remember it being.
everywhere.
I don't remember that. I understand Skrillex and all that stuff.
What years was this?
Like 2011.
That's when LMFAO came out and all that shit.
Yeah,
So,
I
it
guess
kinda
that was
big.
an era thing. Because I
Because in
didn't
Kansas
know.
City, I don't think it was that big. Like it was fucking like
It was-
everybody
it was
listened to
big
that
in
shit.
Miami,
Like I feel like that was
Florida.
like the birthplace.
I didn't know
of,
what it was.
What does they call it? Electronic dance music.
EDM.
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
like I don't know that Denver necessarily is like the birthplace of it, but goddamn, it has a foundation there. There's a lot of those motherfuckers out there.
And what you say it was called?
EDM.
Yeah,
I understood that as like everyday mobility. Like that's like my fucking thing.
ED. That's what the kids are calling it nowadays. Echo Delta Mike. That's what we're calling it.
No, but like for your vehicle and shit.
a lot of the dubstep that was like popular out there, all like the neon lights or something like that.
the fucking fingertip gloves.
Is
and all
everything
that
out
shit.
there?
No, that's a band. Neon lights.
Oh, okay.
Neon trees. That's what I'm
Okay.
thinking of.
Is everything out there at a higher elevation? Like,
Oh,
like
fuck
the
yeah,
whole
dude.
state?
Denver.
It's a Mile High Club, bro.
Denver is the city that before the mountains, and that is a mile above sea level.
Yeah, so
Mile
that's
above it.
5,200.
So
5,200
when you
and
go into the
something.
mountains, you're that much more.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the
Yeah.
highest altitude that I was at when I was staying there was like
Are we below?
11.9.
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
Certain parts of Florida is.
Yeah,
I think
here we're not. We're
yeah.
at 539
right. I
at
think
this current location.
539 feet above,
Yeah.
yes.
and 1 mile is what? 2,
I don't
3.
Dude, you're asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
Hey, Google, Alexa.
Like Alexa. So yeah, damn, a mile above sea level. That's pretty crazy.
But that oxygen gets really, really hard to fucking find. Your body fights.
See, that's
Going up there?
Okay, so I have climbed a mountain before.
Sure, been in high altitude. You were in Hawaii and Japan.
No, it was Japan.
Sure.
Mount Fuji. I know what.
Oh, goddamn,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I know what it is.
But
that's the only one I've ever done, and I've only done it because I was with a bunch of other people.
Did you drink up there?
No, but we had these little fucking oxygen mask things that we carried with us. And
Okay, and you blast it in your fucking face.
dude, these motherfuckers, the Japanese over there, were laughing at us as we're climbing
Yeah.
this because we're all trying to climb it, and they're
used to it.
sprinting.
Yeah.
They're like sprinting full on all the way up, and I'm just looking at them like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a pretty crazy time.
I've never experienced the low oxygen aspect of that.
Well, what I mean by low oxygen.
Did you
like,
live in it most of
you're-
your life?
No, that's
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying. Like so I lived in Kansas, which is flat as hell. I went to Colorado, I think it was summer after 3rd grade, and had a fucking blast. And like Colorado just always stuck in my head.
I can't remember 3rd grade.
Of like some of the best
Remember some
fucking
things.
times. Like, okay, so
Recess.
here's a fucking story for you. Summer after 3rd grade,
It's a big year for Dylan. Let's go.
fucking very memorable shit happened.
My girlfriend, Sandy.
I went with my dad, one of my brothers, and my stepbrother,
Mm-hmm.
and my stepmom. We all went out to Colorado, and 2 major events happened. One, we went on a horseback riding thing, and if you've
Alright.
ever done that, it's generally super fucking lame. I'd never done it before. You get on a horse, and generally you just slowly walk up a trail, and then you turn around and you slowly walk down a trail on a horse. What actually happened is that our team leader, what's the word for that? Someone that's leading that group.
The team lead. Like
Sure,
the
whatever.
adventure.
King Horse Dick.
Right, whatever. King Horse Dick was breaking in a new horse that was kind of
King
wild,
Horse Dick was breaking in a horse. I like this story already.
and it bucked him.
Oh, shit.
and ran off the mountain.
Giggity.
Fucking
wow.
gone. And so he's like, shit, I have to go get this horse. He took us all to a field and we played fucking horse tag to where we literally like chase each other on horses and fucking tag the horse.
That actually sounds pretty awesome.
It was a fucking blast. And then later in the week, we fucking go.
Hold on, pause real quick. See what I'm saying? I was so sheltered in the city. This guy's coming. Like, my story in 3rd grade was like, I don't know, I tripped over a fucking street corner and hurt my knee. This motherfucker comes out, I was like, yo, we played fucking tag on a horse. Well, I wish I had that.
That is so fucking dope, dude.
I wish I had
by
that.
pure accident, because almost all those things are super lame. Like, I remember being like, after this happened, years later, being like, let's go on a horse ride. And then it's like the lamest shit ever. But so later that week, after the horse tag, we're walking up this mountain, and I'm the youngest and the slowest, and there's something up ahead on top of a ridge, and my stepbrother, my dad, and my one of my brothers is ahead of me, and they all stop, and they're like, Dylan, stop. Granted, I'm a shithead, but they pick on me all the time because I'm a shithead. So they're always fucking with me. They're always fucking with me. So like
is this before or after the Mohawk?
Way before. This is probably the reason I had a mohawk. But they're always fucking with me. And so when they're like, Dylan, stop, I'm like, okay, guys, real fucking funny. So I keep walking until like I catch up to them and I can see what the fuck's on top of that ridge. I saw it was an animal, but I didn't know whether it was a fucking mountain lion.
Oh.
And like where we were stopped, it was like 25, 30 yards away from us.
Holy fuck.
Like super fucking close. Yeah, and it was
you
just
had the head start, and they were giving you heads
like,
up.
Yeah, like, Dylan, stop. But I like,
and he was like,
I'm
fuck
buying
you guys.
It. Yeah.
He goes right next to the guys. So what are you guys fucking looking at? Oh,
yeah. And it's staring us the fuck down.
It's just looking at you like meow.
And then after standing there for, I don't know, 3-4 minutes in silence, it just turns the other way and walks down the other side of the ridge.
Didn't even bother with you guys.
Nope. And
now, if it did, like, did you guys have like a rifle with you?
No,
fuck
they
no.
turn around and run and leave Dylan's ass.
Yeah, I would have been fucked. No one had a stick. No one had shit.
You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be faster than the slowest.
Just leave your little brother behind. I fucking told him to stop. I'm trying to get my head started. And then later that trail, we're walking up to like a finger. Like I don't know. It's hard to describe for people that aren't familiar with mountains, but basically, like think of a big cliff that goes down to a valley that you can see.
It's like a camel toe in the mountain,
and you can fucking see.
Right? Right? Am I right?
Somewhat.
It's like a camel toe. It's like a camel toe in the mountain, the bottom of the mountain.
Fucking weird.
There's like a gap.
Kind of. I mean, literally, if you think about your fingers spread out, that's where that term comes from.
So it's like multiple camel toes, like right next to each other on the bottom of the mountain. I got it.
Down in the valley below us, 2 fucking grizzly bears, like big motherfucking grizzly bears.
What the fuck, man?
Growling.
Did
like,
you guys
fucking,
go
like,
right after winter and Harbin?
To the point I couldn't. I mean, it was summertime. That's as much as the information I give you.
God.
But they're fucking
awake.
roaring at each other to the point to where it's echoing, and we were just like, "Yep, all right, we got to go home now."
Camping trip is over.
So we go back to the cabin. But like all 3 of those things happened on one fucking summer trip, and it just seared into my brain. Colorado is the shit. I fucking love
epic.
Colorado. So I don't know. I live there, and I don't regret moving. I'm really happy with the people I've met and the opportunities I've had in Florida, and I don't think I'll leave because of that. But there's always going to be a place in my heart for Colorado. I fucking love that place.
Yeah, no, I fell in love with it too, man. But I do want to
should
talk
just buy
about
a big-ass
California,
cabin.
though.
The problem is it's super expensive.
No, like we'll all pitch in and we all own it.
No.
Fuck it, why not?
Bro, our house payment is not even a fraction.
Oh, I'm not saying now. We'll eventually.
Here's the plan. We all get rich.
We all get rich. Buy that one house. Like a house in Steamboat is $2.3 million.
I would.
It's okay, whatever.
I would be up for fucking us going in on it though. Like
I'm down. Like
I'm down
we'll
for
buy
a piece
cabin.
of property.
We all go. We can go whenever.
Fuck
Listen,
house on there. I need water, running water, and electricity, and plumbing. That's it.
House that has separate sides to it that each one of us own. So that way we could go at the same time, different times. We have our own separate thing we could do.
Right.
And you can go whatever you want. We all have
or
keys
like a
to it.
fucking 3-bedroom house.
Yes,
kinda
but each
deal.
one of the bedrooms is like off limits to everybody else.
Right, right.
It's our own privacy, and we can go any time of the year we want. We all own it, and we can just fucking disappear and go up there anytime the fuck we want.
Yeah.
We should do that.
That's a fucking dream, dude.
I'm down on
That'd
it.
be-
Listen,
that'd
I'm
be
already
badass.
down.
That's the only way how half those fucks are living out
I got
there,
about
dude.
$7.63 to my name
There's
right
some
now.
cool fucking so like the
$7.
It's 63 cents, bitch. I got this. That's my first initial payment right there.
when I
God
lived
damn.
out there was a place we'd go to. It was about a 2-hour drive from where I lived. There was in the 90s a massive fire that burned tens of thousands of acres, and so there was this massive portion of empty land. So they dedicated a portion of it to be a public range. So anybody could go out there and shoot, and it was so far away that like it was rare to run into anybody out there. But we
Yeah.
always went out as like a crew, so we didn't have to worry about anybody doing any stupid shit.
Yeah.
But like a halfway point through there, you could take some side roads, and it took you through this mountain community to where they didn't have any electricity, and the only like running water source they had was from fucking mountain
stream.
streams.
Yeah.
Dude. And like when I say a community, it was like 15 houses.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Fucking
like,
weird.
There's some people living out some weird lives out in Colorado.
Yeah. But it's definitely worth checking out. But
That's like
talking about
anywhere,
guns, though. I do want to talk about guns and magazines, baby.
Yo, so like, yeah, because you said 15 rounds over there. Well, California is fucking worse, except
Oh, it used to be.
recently.
Well,
However,
still is.
it still is a thing. So the way California, or what's happening right now in California is a federal judge actually went on the record saying that it's unconstitutional, and they threw away the actual the ban. They threw it away.
The 10-round limitation to your magazines is unconstitutional.
And
is what
everybody's
it
like,
stated.
yeah.
Yes. So it went crazy. Every manufacturer that made magazines literally allocated all of their resources to go to California so that we could flood the market out there because
Yep.
people are going to buy. I believe the numbers that I heard, this is off of a news article that I was reading. I believe it might have been Fox. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but the first day that this ban lifted, and not everybody knew about it because it wasn't like nationwide news just yet. Like it was kind of like fresh and nobody was really talking about it.
Yeah.
They sold 400,000 magazines
Oh,
on the
yeah.
first day.
The first day. People were actually digging up some shit. Like, there was some, like, real fucking footage.
Yeah,
Like, did I see that shit,
There's
right?
plen's of memes, anyways. I don't know if I saw
Yeah,
anything
there's a
other
bunch.
than
There's a
memes.
bunch of memes. I guess the original
There
law.
was a big-ass hole in that meme, though.
Yeah, the original law that was written was banning the sales of them. However, grandfathered the ones that already owned it. So apparently, you could have a high capacity magazine in California.
How would they know?
Exactly.
Hmm.
But you cannot sell. So you can't just go to a store and buy one right now. You'd have to like you can't even order. You're not supposed to order it from online over either.
They should do what Kansas did. Or was it Kansas or Colorado where, like, you're buying a fucking magazine shell and with the
Oh
follower?
no, yeah, that's Colorado all day long. Kansas, you could have a 1,000,000 round magazine. They just slowly clap. Good job, good job.
So what I did, right? Because I was so joyful in this, and everybody knows that we're big supporters of the 2A. Is simply this: I took a bunch of my magazines that I currently have, and I bought more magazines, and I sent them out to my dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like
That is
forced it.
dope.
I like forced it on him because he was like iffy about it. He's like, I don't know, and I was like, no, fuck you. You're gonna take all this
It's
shit.
fucking legal
And
right
it's
now.
fucking legal right now. You're gonna take these fucking magazines and you're gonna keep them. You're grandfathered in, so you're welcome. I love you.
I'm going to read a stupid little quote here. This is from California's Attorney General. He put it out there, respectfully requests that the court rule on stay of application by April 5th, 2019 to effectively preserve the status quo to prevent a sudden influx of large capacity magazines, in parentheses, LCMs, into the state of California.
They gave it a fucking acronym. Wow.
And the state of California defendant respectfully requests the court to issue an immediate and temporary stay pending the ruling of the application, pending the appeal. Blah, blah, blah. God damn it. There's a fantastic quote in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. The state will suffer an irreparable injury from the LCMs that are permitted to flow into the state in the interim. And irreparable damage from large capacity magazines allowed to come into the state.
LCMs.
Oh, God.
Dude, that's a fucking shirt.
Attorney General, dude. Yeah.
LCMs.
So,
LCMs all day.
LCM lives matter. Yes.
that just killed me, though. Of like irreparable damage
So
will be
it-
done by 30-round capacity magazines.
They didn't take it away. What they did was they put on a halt to give the state a time to appeal it. so it's not gone.
That's fucking bullshit.
Okay, so here's what happened. Basically, are you familiar or have you ever heard of the Ninth Circuit Court?
Yes.
No, for the listeners.
Okay.
Yeah, for the listeners. No,
Okay.
for the listeners.
So essentially, like everybody's familiar with the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Then you have like your circuit courts that are basically the next level below that. And before you get to there, you can generally go before one or a panel of that court, of that like second to highest court. The Ninth Circuit is talking about, California. That's the circuit that they're controlling, that part of the country.
Got it.
But essentially, one guy that's a part of the Ninth Circuit said, "Nah, I mean, you can't really say that these magazines of 30 rounds or more don't fit the definition of normal use without criminal intent, like looking at how many people have them. So it's really unconstitutional to put a ban on this. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit the, there are certain, there's a word I'm looking for and I'm drawing a blank on it. Like there's certain things, levels that it has to get to make sense or to be legal, for it to not be infringing. And it didn't pass that. And so in his mind, and I think pretty much any reasonable person's mind, a lot like
Keyword, reasonable.
Right. So he said unconstitutional. So the state decided to appeal it, and they basically asked a judge to go in and say, while it's getting appealed, the status quo will continue. And then once the Ninth Circuit decides on it,
That'll be the final.
that'll be the
result.
final, unless they go against it, and then they can appeal to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court can decide. If it goes all the way to the Ninth Circuit and the Ninth Circuit says that is actually unconstitutional, that is massive. That'll topple
everything.
That'll topple a lot of states' capacity bans. That said, Ninth Circuit is not really known for being Second Amendment advocates or even reasonable when it comes to that kind of
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
When God damn it, forgive me for not remembering his name. The poor bastard that just became our newest Supreme Court member, that got dragged through the mud.
Kavanaugh.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi was trying to harass him about his stance on AR-15s, and she was talking about how they're not. God damn it, there's specific terms, and I really wish I could stick to them, but something along the lines of common use. And he's like, millions of people lawfully own them and don't break any laws with them. So I don't know how much more common use you can get.
I love that kind of thing. Like,
Yes.
Fuck,
Yeah,
why don't
yeah.
they replay those fucking things?
They really should. They really
It
should.
was fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's
Goddamn.
amazing. I wish there was more fucking hardcore motherfuckers out there like that.
Real,
I like
dude.
it. So yeah, millions of people own them without breaking any laws. I don't know how much more common you could give than that. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I sent them out to my dad.
Yep.
And I did that purely in my mind. I did it out of spite. Like my dad was like, like he does in his mind. He's like, I don't need them.
Right.
But I was like, fuck you, stand up for this shit. You better take this shit. So I sent him all over to him. So he doesn't even own an AR, and I sent him some.
But he owns an FN.
He owns an FN. I sent him those magazines and the other FN magazines that I got him. I sent him all those, so he has them. I sent him a Glock 33 round fucking Glock. I sent him a Glock 33 round
And you
magazine.
don't even know if he owns a Glock.
No, he does. He owns a Glock 19.
It would have been even better if like, no, he doesn't even own one.
He owns a Glock 19. So what I did was, in the midst of this whole opening for California to have the high capacity magazines,
Floodgates for my family.
I was trying to send my dad as much as I can, and he was like, "No, it's okay, son." I was like, "Fuck you! I'm buying the shit. Take it, keep it. That way you can have it. It's grandfathered in." And so he ended up he's like, "Okay, fine." So he's gonna get these things. He's got the most ridiculous things. Like, he doesn't need a 33 round mag for his 19, but he's got one now. He doesn't need 15 rounds. Well, I mean, who doesn't? You know what? Let me rephrase that. Absolutely, you fucking need this shit.
Right.
I don't give a goddamn. You need this shit. So I gave him everything. He doesn't even own an AR. He doesn't need it. He doesn't.
All you're missing to do is get him like one of those micro Roonies, right? It's like an accessory add-on to the Glock that you can slap in the Glock and turns into a bullpup fucking rifle.
I've heard of those, but I don't know.
Dude, you can get them for like $175 now. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I just want to get one so I can actually start shooting that shit.
They finally, like, the pistol brace finally came into melding with some of those interesting, like, stocks that they had come up with for pistols. That the thing that keep it from becoming popular is you had to SBR that shit.
Yeah.
You're making a handgun, a rifle. Now with the arm brace out there, that technology that's finally blowing up. It's kind of like the AR-15 pistol that never really took off until the arm brace came out.
Yeah.
Now it's a staple of the industry.
Pretty much what the Micro-Rooney end up
Right.
using.
Right.
So, but if you do want to get the stamp, that you do have that option, which is pretty fucking dope when you think about it. Just slapping in a fucking OEM fucking Glock in there, and now you got a fucking stabilized platform to fucking shoot a little bit further than 50 yards.
Sure.
That's fucking dope.
Does it come? You lengthen the barrel too?
Not necessarily.
No.
But you got to think.
I mean, you get enough stability, but I don't believe that
You can
with the same
bring
barrel
it
you
in.
go.
50 yards was no problem.
No problem, yes, but I don't think it goes further than that without a problem.
You may,
My
windage,
my
you judge
my
it.
CZ Scorpion is a 7-inch barrel and 100 yards all day long with no effort.
I haven't even tried 100 yards yet with it.
Honestly, I'll put people that aren't shooters. I'll put it in their hands, and they're shooting steel at 100 yards. They're just ringing it with a red dot. It's
Yeah,
not,
I haven't worked with it yet.
It's not difficult. I mean, if I can shoot,
How far was that one range we went out to
Which
with
one?
your buddy when he was shooting the steel? We were about that was about
That was
75
75 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, about 75 yards.
Yeah, we're practicing with the handguns.
So maybe almost 100
So
yards. Yeah.
when I went to a really crappy range, I won't drop their name, but I went to a really crappy range out there because it was leading up to that AK match, and I was trying to sight in my AK. I went ahead and shot my steel at 100 yards with a CZP-10 like several times. I mean, it wasn't like every single round was hitting steel.
Iron sights.
I just iron sights P10, like just standard handgun.
Yeah.
You know, like slow shooting, but you know, I was like 5 out of 15.
No one was there.
It's not-
You could have just said 5 out of 7.
You could have totally been like, I got them all. I got everything. Matter of fact, I shot 10 rounds and I hit it 20 times. What's up, bitch?
I mean,
What's
you guys have seen my steel. Like, it's not a giant piece of steel.
I haven't got to shoot it yet either. I saw it once. It was the one that's like almost a man-sized. Like,
well, it's a silhouette,
height?
but it's by I mean, it's
just
set
the
on a
torso.
2x4. It's set
Okay,
on a 2x4.
okay.
But it's definitely not even like the size of a torso of a person. Like, it's not.
Sure.
It's not one of the man-sized target ones. It's much smaller.
Yeah, it is. It's like Dave 2.0.
Maybe like Filipino child. Big, but-
Hey. Not my children. I'm a big motherfucker.
He's big boned, gentlemen.
No,
what it is.
I'm big everything. You look at me in my family photos and I'm literally a giant. It's fucking hilarious.
Right.
And except for there, I'm fucking tiny there. I'm like, woo.
He said it on the air.
I don't give a fuck. No shame in my motherfucking game. There's a reason why I'm single. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll talk shit about myself all goddamn day long. That's right. A big little dick. What's up? You got something else?
Nope.
He's got a game. He's playing.
He's playing.
Anyways,
Shit.
so Colorado trip. I'm definitely jealous about that. You know what I've been thinking about was doing a Euro trip. I really want to do that.
So much more difficult, and you can't carry a gun. You know, you can take your gun to Colorado.
See, now that you put it like that, it kind of makes me not want to go. But I kind of want to go. I'm still gonna go. I'll just punch people in the face. Fuck it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go to Europe, but I'm saying go to Colorado.
I want to see Ireland. Like that's
Yeah, same here.
That's like the number one spot I want to see.
Being in Florida, the flights are cheap. The hotel is cheap. Like, as long as you're not going on St. Patrick's Day, it's pretty fucking easy to go and explore. Like, and you can rent a car over there and drive. You just got to remember to drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They say
I
the
would've
right
fucked that
side.
up.
It's on the right side.
But
we
dude,
already
like,
drive
you're,
on the right side. You drive the left side.
you're a single. You're
Yeah,
a,
something like that.
you're a single male. You go fucking get a hostel.
You know what? Is it like they say in the movies, or is it just like a fucking?
It's not like the movie.
It's
Hostel.
just an open.
It's not where everybody's getting tortured and murdered.
Because I don't know if I want to get like my kneecaps drilled out. I think I'm okay with that.
Generally,
I like my kneecaps.
a hostel is basically like I got a bunch of bunk beds in a room, and you just fucking go party. Go explore during the day, party at night, and then you got a bed to just pass out on. and then you wake the fuck up, you go take a shower, and then you get out of there. Like you don't hang out in it unless you're like gonna screw one of the girls that's in a bunk next to you. Like that's also a possibility.
That sounds not interesting, actually.
What?
Yeah, he likes his personal space.
No, I don't know. I don't mind an audience. I'm just like, I just sounds really like, what if she just lives at that hostel?
Dude, they're passing through.
No, but what if this one,
just like you're passing through.
But what if this one doesn't really pass through?
I think you'd know.
Like that's her hobby.
I think
like she just stays in that one.
You'll find out real quick.
That, or if you don't like your hostel, you go macking on an Irish chick, and then you get to go stay at her house.
Yeah,
that's another thing too.
What are the chances?
Overseas, it's pretty good in some areas, but others, it's like they look at you like you're a foreign creature, like a creature. Like, no, gross, get away from me.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. You got to be like a complete asshole
and some people are just in such touristy areas that they don't want to fucking deal with tourists. You know, like
like I don't go to Disney World to go mac on
5 million years ago when I was single on Tinder. That was like a consistent thing of like, I'm not a tour guide.
Like that's all you see. I am not a tour guide.
I don't know how many times I saw that on Tinder accounts. Of like, if you're not fucking local, go fuck yourself. I don't want to deal with you. You know, like that's definitely a big thing of if you're in a touristy area of girls like, I am done sucking random dicks. That's
like the first thing you read. Please read profile. The next thing you read, I am done sucking random dicks.
God damn.
Oh my god!
I want to check out these
would
platforms.
live within a fucking 4-mile radius at least,
walking distance. God damn!
Like, what is local though?
Yeah, it's always an ever evolving thing.
It's a good bar. You know, they serve food till 2:00 in the morning. Oh,
that is a good bar. I've been to that place too. But anyway, yeah. So, yes, Europe. You bring up a really valid point that I can't carry a gun. So,
dude, I just feel like there's so much in America that I want to see still. Like I
could carry a gun anywhere.
I've seen a decent amount of America, but I still haven't seen everything. It just makes me want to fucking travel.
Did you guys know I lived in Tennessee?
No, but that's awesome. Tennessee's
great. I lived
in
Tennessee for 2 years.
That's good.
I rode that's where I did horseback riding.
Right.
My mom worked on a ranch out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I remember the horse's name. Holy shit, Miko. The horse's name was Miko. It was
cool.
I know why I remembered it. Because the girl, I don't remember the girl's name. I remember the horse's name, but the girl who owned it, like who let me ride
really
it,
cute.
She was fucking hot.
Yeah.
She's older, obviously. I was like a little jit. I was like 8 years old. But
so you remember the horse's name, but not the chick's. Gay.
But yeah, so
Tennessee's a fantastic spot. I have not been up to North Carolina, and I really need to. I have a good buddy.
Been there.
I have a good buddy that he actually moved me out here to Florida. He moved back to North Carolina.
He's like, fuck this.
Yeah, I mean, he had a falling out with the company I work with, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm going to start my own thing." And that's what he's doing up there. He has his own gun shop, and he travels and does the gun shows and all that good stuff. Went to gunsmithing school. Yeah, I mean, small business dude. Total respect. I need to go up there, say hi to him, but also just check out like the mountains up there. I hear are fucking awesome. Like that'd be a great place to grab a cabin and go exploring for a couple days.
Heck yeah, man. North Carolina is pretty dope.
Yeah.
And if you like the beach and you want to check it out, the fucking vibe there is just as good too, man.
Yeah.
You can drive your fucking vehicles out there on the beach. Like
that's the other thing
that can do that.
I've heard about that. That North Carolina in particular it's awesome because if you want to drive an hour one way or drive an hour the other, you got mountains and the beach.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah. So let me know if you end up going over there.
Yeah. I want to end up in North Carolina for sure.
Bad Karma Live is always talking about it. He has family up there. He goes up there.
He goes up there all the time.
Didn't he get married up there?
He did. He went up there and got married up there.
Fucking asshole didn't invite me.
That was a whole different. It was if I'm not mistaken at the time, it was supposed to be like a longer time than it happened, and they shortened the amount of time it took for them to get married.
Like it was supposed to happen in 6 months, and they're like, oh wait, no, it's next month.
Yeah, something like that.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I think something along those lines.
All right. Well, whatever.
He didn't tell me any of it until after he was married.
So the funny thing was, me and Chase.
He loves keeping his life fucking secret.
Yeah.
Me and Chase had this whole plan.
We weren't close friends then.
Before they got married, me and Chase had this whole plan. I was actually going to become an ordained minister.
Right, marry him.
And he was going to let me marry them.
So here's my question. How long ago was this?
This was back in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you an ordained now?
I'm not.
Bro, why didn't you fucking follow through? You can still do that.
Because I didn't get.
How funny would it
because
be
the
if
plans
you
got
marry
canceled.
if you marry like two friends that are dudes? You're like, hey, it's fucking cool now. You guys are married now.
Gay marriage
Just like
is legal.
on the air.
Yeah.
Like, by the way,
Boom.
by the powers vested in me and the great state of California, Dave and Dylan, you are now married.
They'll be like the ultimate troll on somebody while they're blacked
The
out.
state now declares you gay.
Yeah, the state, you now can file your taxes under gay. No, but like I didn't follow through with it because when
You're gonna have to like subtract another 40 seconds there.
He'll find it. He'll find it.
so I'm gonna edit that one out. But anyway, when she found out, she was completely furious about it. But me and Chase was just like, "What the fuck's the big deal? He's just gonna marry us." Yeah, that never happened. And then it ended up being on a weekend, and then we all know that fucking weekends at the time you can't fucking take anything off.
Yeah.
So it was horrible. It was a horrible time of my life. I wish I could go back and redo it and just say fuck everything, so that way I could go do things that I've missed. But you know, it is what it is, man. We live our lives. That's it.
Yeah, no, it is true. That fucking saying is fucking insane. It is what it is. Iwi.
What spurred the last minute? Because it seemed last minute visit to Colorado. Did you get like a good deal on plane tickets, or what was it?
Fuck yeah, man! I found tickets round trip $93
Fuck yeah, for both of you, $93 each.
each.
That's still
Each.
really
That's fucking
good.
solid.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking at it, and I was between Maine, California, North Carolina, and Colorado. Those were the places I was planning on going.
Yeah.
And Colorado blew everybody out of the water, and
Yeah.
it was really close. It's one of those things. Like I'm like, I got the set date. I planned it out 2 months ago. Already submitted to my boss. I'm like, I'm gonna be out. I don't care where the fuck I'm gonna end up going. It's gonna be those destinations,
Right.
and then I'll figure out. I'll plan it as I go.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that my old lady fucking hated is that I had nothing planned. So we landed, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna go rent a car. She's like, wait, you didn't rent a car? I'm like, nope. I'm gonna go plan this right now. Do. If you got USAA, thank you. Shout out to them. Fucking $50 for the day.
That's solid.
Got a 4x4 truck.
That's really good, then.
It's so
Jesus.
good. It was so good. A 4x4 truck. They covered the insurance, and on top of that, it was a V6. So with a quarter tank, I made it all the way out to Steamboat. That's over 200 miles
Yeah.
from Denver Airport.
Quarter tank, huh?
Quarter
Dude,
tank.
$40
It's
for a
fucking
vehicle
insane.
like that. Generally, like, so I go on business trips every once in a while, and like $40 gets you like the crappiest little four-banger.
Eco car, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's one of those things. Like
The
they
one
walked
that-
out,
Like
they're
a good truck is like, that'll be $300 a day.
Well, they looked at me and they're like, hey, we're doing free upgrades right now for trucks. I'm like, trucks? Yeah, let me see what you got. Free upgrade. You know, I'm all about fucking free. I'm a
Right.
cheap motherfucker.
Dude, car rentals kill you.
Yeah. So
Anyways,
it was fucking solid, dude.
that's awesome.
Ended up
It just
going-
worked out that way because you were going to go eco car, like tiny
Yeah,
little.
yeah. It
Yaris.
was gonna be the eco car was gonna be $48.
Yeah.
And for another $2 for a fucking truck. So
No, that's
Dude.
worth it.
any day.
Yeah.
Any
That's
fucking
awesome.
day. But yeah, it's definitely worth planning a trip and fucking just the app I definitely got to do a shout out. It was Hopper.
Yeah.
I did all those fucking things. I picked out the cities I wanted
Did
to
you
go to
stay in
and then
a
watched
hotel?
it.
Ever?
Yes. I stayed at a hotel.
What was the average price per night?
It was $39.
Dude, that's
Damn.
really good because in Denver, like in the city Denver, it's expensive, man. Like even the shittiest like meth heads live here hotel.
Was that $38 meth head hotel or what?
No, it was legit. I got fucking continental
Dude,
breakfast, bro.
like fucking like
The
shit.
powdered eggs and the fucking cardboard pancakes.
Hey, bro, I made my own waffles.
Shithole hotel. Shithole hotel.
Uh-huh.
$80 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I stayed away. We stayed away from Denver. That's for
granted, like the decent hotels, we ended up getting for like $120 a night. So it's like a big variance between that. But like,
Sure.
it's just weird being, in Orlando, you can get a really dope ass like 2 king bed hotel room for $70 a night.
sure.
So like, I don't know what it is. I guess it's the influx of
it's-
people there. I don't know
it's
why.
just location because we stayed out of Denver. Things started getting a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, I imagine.
Like the drinks, we went out when we went out to Evergreen. We went to this badass bar that's been there since the fucking 1800s called Little Bear.
Yeah.
Bro, they're fucking jamming out. There's bras in the ceilings that God knows how long it's been there. Fucking AC had this fucking trash bag in there that looked like Bowser from fucking old school Mario, just going up and down and shit.
Yeah.
Like that. Like this is how I'm describing this fucking bar. And the beer was like $2.
Dude,
Fucking.
Yeah.
It
there's
was
so
awesome.
many bars out there like that.
Yeah.
I can't. There's so many awesome mountain town
Mountain
areas.
towns is where it's at, but you need to carry cash. If you do end up using your card is going to be charged an extra couple bucks depending on where your location's at.
Mhm.
But if you got cash, that's where it's at, man. And it's a lot easier to get fucking drunk in altitude. I got a story, but I
Also-
don't think we got enough time for that.
No, I'm sure not. But if you think that you want to move out to Mountain Town, Colorado, expect to get shitty internet. That's
Dude, I had no cell phone. Phone till
Well,
I
dude,
got
you
to
thi-
like my place of
it's-
stay.
so in Colorado, it's the fucking Rocky Mountains. So when they dig in the ground, it's fucking rocks.
Yeah.
And also they run into like, oh, here's some dinosaurs when they're going to fucking dig.
There is
So-
a dinosaur ridge out
Yeah,
there. They
yeah.
find fucking fossils on the rocks.
So that as soon as anything like that's found, everything halts, and then the paleontologists get to come in and they have total access to the
dude.
site or whatever.
It's set up like Jurassic Park. where
Right.
Fucking.
That shit's real.
Yeah.
But so because of that, even within Denver, internet's okay, but it's fucking hard to get high speed. If you talk about going out into the mountains, like there's towers, but they're dealing with mountains. Like,
Yeah.
and the mountains are solid rock, so it's not like it's going to be able to pass through the mountains. So yeah, cell phone service is spotty out there.
Oh,
That's the thing that like amazes me when I'm out here still. Like I'm in the middle of the woods in Florida. I'm like, wait, I still fucking I'm streaming music. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm still hearing shit. I was so used to being like off the grid, don't fucking have any connection.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's part of me that fucking loves that.
Dude, I loved it. Like you're driving through when you're doing your trips. When I was heading towards Steamboat, we had no radio service for like fucking good 6-7 miles. Like, and I'm like, fuck.
Just silent, you and the wife,
Yeah.
and fucking gorgeous mountains
But
around
we were
you.
odd, yeah, because of the fucking view. It's insane. I'll show you guys some pictures that I got.
Like I can see
But-
myself awkwardly in that seat, just start humming like,
Nah, dude.
and then all of a sudden I just start breaking out the
Like,
song because I can't.
Something
I can't
about
do quiet.
Colorado really makes me appreciate like the old school usage of awesome.
Yeah.
Like of like the
entertaining
real
each
like
other.
like whether you believe in God or not, like holy fuck, this is like next level, like makes you appreciate, time scales and how fucking gorgeous something is, like truly awestruck, awesome. I don't know. I know I'm getting kind of cheesy, but like, I fucking really love those mountains.
Speaking of awesomeness, I didn't know Colorado was what based South Park.
You didn't know that?
No,
Yeah.
there was a town called South Park out there.
Duh.
That shit
Yeah,
was dope
yes.
as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I had
Dude, South
zero service, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing South Park Saloon. Check out the South Park tour. We're Kenny's house. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
There's
South
so
Park,
many. Yeah, dude, there's so many like references to Colorado and South Park. Girlfriend didn't fucking know that South Park was based in Colorado. She like asked me, she's like, so is South Park based out of Colorado? I'm like, yes. What are you talking about? How are you confused on that? Yeah, I thought everybody fucking knew that.
Dude, no, had no idea. I was like odd when I fucking did it. Like we're just driving through this town, like showed up out of nowhere.
Sure.
And at the same time, mind you, my GPS stopped working for like a good couple, I want to say 20 miles maybe.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we get into the town and then bloop, and then it updates and all of a sudden it's like saying South Park Saloon, South Park all you can eat meats type of thing. Like, it was fucking dope.
Did they have Shitty Town, Shitty Pie Town,
Shitty walk.
the shitty walk in the Shitty Pie Town?
You know what? I should have checked if there was a shitty walk because I believe it. Like, there's got to be a fucking Chinese street in every city when you think about it. Chinatown. That's what I meant. That's
Yeah.
what I was looking for.
At least a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah. So
Yeah, like that was my favorite part. Where it's Shitty Walk
Shitty walk versus Mongolians.
Mongolian.
Mongolians.
why do you think we made this fucking wall to keep the Mongolians out?
To get the Mongolian.
Hell of a video game, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I've definitely got to explore some more, and I know that's one of the big things that I have to do that I've noticed lately. And I've been breaking on my shelf with a little bit, but I'm so busy right now. I'm waiting for it to finally calm down so I can take some time to myself and actually go visit some places. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it eventually, but I definitely got to do it.
Yeah,
To
I mean,
be
I
honest-
don't want to give you too much shit about taking time off because I work 6 days a week.
Yeah, like school. I've got I've got this, I've got, work, and then I'm travel on work, so I don't have time at night to go do my own thing out here. It's just so much.
I honestly think a trip that I just did can be done in 3 days.
Yeah, no, that's
Sure.
great.
It's not that I can't take the trip.
No. I'm just saying, this is for everybody out there.
Yeah,
Anybody
3
want
days.
to travel with me? I need somebody single.
friends.
I need somebody single who doesn't have a girlfriend or wife, or a girl who's single who doesn't have a boyfriend or husband or whatever that wants to go traveling. We should do this.
That's a hell of a shout out.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Let's go
Hey, how
travel.
about hit me up? I want to fucking go party. Hey, anybody that wants to go hang out with Dave and is guaranteed to get fucking drunk almost 90% of the time.
Because he goes to high elevations. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for tonight. Thanks for coming in again. Don't forget to go visit www.covertstandard.com to check out all the newest content, a little bit about us, as well as our sponsors and everything. And you can
P.O.
drop
box.
us a live. You can drop us a line at our P.O. Box. There is a P.O. Box there. Please write us some handwritten letters, some suggestions for the show. If you want to send us some things, a little knickknacks so we can peep in the studio, or even some whiskey, because we're some whiskey drinkers over here, go ahead and send it on our way. And so, yeah, that's www.covertstandard.com. Don't forget to check out cabalusa.co. From us to you, I've got Dave at Cabal USA.
Yes.
I've got Dylan at Clear Malfunction, and I am Freddie, the Nitro Panda. Thank you, and have a good night.
Want some? Work your ass off for it.
And get lost.